everybody? It's your girl Aubrey Shine, and listen, this is the Shake Up Podcast, and if you're watching this, you are watching the very first visual from the Shake Up Podcast. And when I say the very first visual, I'm not saying pictures, obviously it's video. And yeah, shout out to KOB Films. Thank you. Listen, so it is 2024 and it's time to do something new, okay? And so we are here, and you know that this brand has been built off of promoting brands with friends and friends with brands and all of those amazing things. And yes, we get into things like culture, pop music, we get into everything that goes with it, entertainment, politics, you name it. But today we're gonna get into it with my girl Jasmyne Flowers. Welcome to the Shake Up.
Yes, I am so super excited to be here. Like, I just love everything that you stand for, so I'm so happy to be here on the Shake Up. Hey,
no pressure.
Yeah,
that you're
no
on
pressure.
camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's the first one.
Yes.
How do you feel?
First of all, I'm excited to be the first one to like be in this transitional phase where you're from going from audio to now visuals and audio as well. So like, I'm just super excited to be the first one, and nobody else can hold that spot.
Nobody else can hold that spot. Now we have to get into it. We did not plan the look.
Yeah, we did.
The look was not planned. You know, I just gave her a time and location, and she pulled up on the kids. So we look good.
Yes, we look good. You know, very fall.
On our mamas. On our hood. Okay.
I look fly. I look good.
And speaking of the hood, we got to discuss where you are from.
Okay, so I don't like to tell people that I was born in Cocoa, Florida, because nobody knows where that is.
And because when I read the bio, I definitely said, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
And I don't claim Cocoa because I was just born there. But I grew up here in Atlanta. Okay. Since I was 2 years old, I've been in Atlanta.
Okay, so you're from Atlanta.
Yeah, the West Side is my home. I'm West Side all day. Went to Doug High, went to Clark Atlanta University. Like, I'm in Atlanta. I'm straight up Atlanta. So shout out to the roots in Cocoa, but it's Atlanta for me.
Okay, so you definitely said the West Side of Atlanta. Now,
yes.
Now you know, Lotto got a song, and she talks about what ain't Atlanta. Like,
yeah.
Are you considering?
I mean, I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in Atlanta. Like, West Side of Atlanta, that's Atlanta.
Okay.
Like, straight up.
Listen, you gotta tell me, because, you know, I'm not really familiar yet.
Yeah, I tell people, I'm from Adamsville. That's Atlanta. If you know Atlanta, you know Atlanta. I'm from Adamsville.
Or if you listen to the music, you know about.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right. So we got that out the way. Yeah. Now, there's something that was very, very interesting to me in your bio. We're going to get to it in a second, but we got to get to how I know you.
Yes.
So, I'm going to say this for the people who don't know me, but for the people who do, they know I never meet a stranger, right?
Yes.
So, nothing was different about the night that I met you. So, I got a call, I got a text from Headcrack.
Yes.
So we love him. Shout out to Headcrack. He was like, hey, I know this guy. He needs a girl to do some interviews. I don't really know the situation, but here's the contact.
Okay.
And I was like, cool. So I get the contact information. We're going back and forth. Mind you, it's the day of the event.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And sis got a real job. Okay. So I'm like in the break room. Yeah, okay. Send me the information. Never met this person a day in my life, but hey, Greg wouldn't steer the girl wrong.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
He's definitely been a blessing and a lookout for me. So, and if you know, you know. If you don't, scroll back a couple years. So, I get the information, and the information is Shaquille O'Neal's birthday party. Okay,
yes.
It is a Snicker ball, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm limited on Snickers. But I had a pair of ducks, and I went for it. Yeah. So we get in, and we're on the red carpet, and you can attest to how chaotic that was.
That was, you know what? I started to go there and say it was one of the most challenging, is the word that I want to use. It was the most challenging red carpet events that I have been to in a minute. It was chaotic, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to be real nice with saying that because they could have done a lot better.
Well, see, for me, I think I was just excited to be in the space.
Yeah.
Because that was like one of the first, that was the first thing I did here in Atlanta. So I was like, you know, I was a geek. But everyone around me, I could feel that energy. They was like, this ain't that. However, she was standing right next to me on the carpet.
Yes.
And the song of the night for us was Walk.
Hey.
Oh, no. That and Pretty Girls Walk Like This. That was the song.
And we had
Walk was a good one, but Pretty Girls Walk Like This, we definitely had fun.
Yeah, we did. Because, you know, I really feel like even if things are chaotic, even if things are challenging, you still have to make the best of it, because at the end of the day, what your audience sees in the 60 second or 3 minute, however long the reel is that you make, or the video is that you make, they need to see an impactful interview. They need to see something great about the event. Nobody needs to know about how bad it was. Like, I got stories about how bad things can be or whatever. But when it comes down to what you present to your audience, it needs to tell a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it should not sum it up with chaos. Period. So, yeah, that is your job as a media personality, as a media host, as a professional. You need to make it look like it's quality.
Exactly.
And we did that because the videos look great.
We did that. Shout out to everybody who was recording, who was taking pictures, because I definitely stole a lot of content from other people that I was included in. I was like, well, I need to go ahead and get that reposted and make it do what it do, because I was a part of it. Exactly. So, but yes, we had a really, really good time, and I think we got some amazing interviews, and it was so great because at first the line was going where you were before me, and we were starting on that end, and then it got switched up, and it ended up, so everybody I interviewed, I was like, oh, right here, I was like ushering them along.
It was so crazy, but it was just like, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna work together.
Okay, we got a lot of great interviews, and we got Young Dro. We got our girl. She's from I can't even think of her name. Mimi Foss. We got Bree
from Revolt.
Yes, we got all the Revolt girls. Were in there. We got DA Fanny was in there.
Yes, she was.
She held it down.
Yeah, Fanny Willis was not playing. You know,
not here for the shenanigans. Okay, I wasn't trying to give her any. I don't need any reasons to be on any radars like that.
Listen, I don't want no RICO charges. Okay,
no problems here. Okay, but so we've definitely had a really good time.
It was fantastic.
And oh gosh, that's one to remember. Okay, and then of course that's how I got to meet you. And when I say people, when I tell y'all that know me know that I am like, oh, I know a person that does that. I know a person that does that. Hold on, let me network you. I met somebody like that.
Yes.
I met somebody else like me. Like it's you know, in this business it's very hard to come by good people that are like, hey, there's an opportunity. Yeah. Are you interested? And she'll just send the link. She'll give you no explanation. Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, do what you need to do. Fill it out.
Fill it out. See what they say. Exactly. They're like, I don't even know what this is for. Gonna go ahead and put my information in, and so that's how a lot of the things that I've been able to do have happened because of wonderful people like Miss Jasmyne Flowers.
I appreciate that.
So I definitely have to give you your flowers, let you know that I see you.
Thank you, boo.
And you out here.
Thank you.
And you doing your thing.
Yes, and so many people have done the same for me too. Like I always think about Janerio is one of my favorites.
I love him.
Yeah, love Janerio.
He was with us too that night.
He was with us that night. Janerio is absolutely fantastic. He's one of the people that I first met when I came into this industry. And Janerio, just no questions asked. All I had to do was just be myself, present myself. And Janerio was willing to help. Like, he didn't care about my status as being like a newcomer in the industry. He didn't care about any of that. He was just like, oh yeah, you cool, let's share information or whatever. He would just give me information about stuff. So, you know, I've definitely been blessed. And I don't believe in like, before I even met him, I never believed in holding information I always tell people, like, my blessings aren't your blessings are my blessings. Right. And then, like, who am I to hold anything back from somebody? Right. Like, no, I'm never gonna do that to people. So yeah, like, we all in this thing together.
We are. We definitely are. Because we can share stories and experiences, and I also feel like we are, you know, kind of like gatekeepers in a sense of we can teach the next person how to navigate.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's a blessing in itself.
It's the responsibility for sure.
Yes.
Like, you know, I think that if we did a lot more of that, building communities, building up people, and just being like, you know, there's somebody who's going to come behind me. Why can't I make it easier for them? Why can't I make it a lot less difficult for them to come through and just be like, okay, this is how I had to do it. Now I'm bringing you in. You can do it this way too, or this is the way I did it. But if you need to figure out your own way, you can do that too. But like opening up, holding the door open, opening the door up for somebody. Like, I don't understand why some people don't want to do it. But, you know, like I said, your blessings are your blessings, my blessings are mine, and nobody's ever going to keep you from your blessing.
Right. The only person that can do that is the man upstairs. And he has his own reasons that we will never know. Yeah. Now, I got to get back to just you.
Yes.
Now, I read your bio. Backwards and forwards and backwards. And you knew you wanted to be in this business at the age of 12?
Well, yeah, so I always knew I was going to be in entertainment and communications. Like, my degrees are, I went to Clark Atlanta University. I have a mass comm degree. My concentration was in film, so I wanted to be a producer and director. That's what I thought I wanted to do. And I still do want to produce mostly. Like, directing would be cool, but producing film is my thing. I went to graduate school at Full Sail University, studied entertainment business, and I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I had no dream of being a media personality growing up. This was not the dream I had as a kid growing up. It was, like I said, always communications, always entertainment, but being in front of the camera, absolutely not. I was incredibly shy, and nobody believes me when I say that, but if you knew me in elementary, middle, high school, even college, shy. Like, the tallest and biggest thing in the room, but I was in the back being quiet, being shy. It took me till I was 24 years old to actually, like, start living. But I didn't enter into media. I started podcasting like 7 years ago. But I didn't start this phase of media until the pandemic. So I always tell people, I've only been doing media, like, personality and hosting for the last 3 years. That really started in COVID. Really?
In COVID. Out of all the things.
Yeah.
And all the times in COVID. But you know what? I feel like COVID did a lot for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It either scared them to death.
Yeah.
Or it made them figure it out.
Absolutely.
And I would say during COVID, for me, it was kind of the same. I mean, I was doing, I think I started podcasting on my 29th birthday. Like, the day before my 29th birthday is when I did, like, an intro, and it got, like, some, you know, some hits, and I was like, okay. And then after that, I did my first couple of episodes, and like I said, it was all audio. Yeah. And people were really listening to it, and it got picked up at radio. And then I ended up doing a weekend spot. And, you know, I was doing weekends, and I went into midday, and then COVID hit, like, a year after I'm, like, strong in the midday. Like, had a whole coming out party. That's how I met Head Crack and Brad, Ricky Smiley, and everybody. And we hit COVID, and it's like, so now what?
Right.
But COVID made people pay attention.
It did. Yeah.
And that is where I feel like people like ourselves got the fan base and got the people's attention, literally, to listen, to watch, and see what's next. And we were the voices to say, hey, this is where you should be going. This is what you should be doing. This is what you need to know. And we just took it up, because now people are back in the world. Atlanta never stopped. Let's just be clear.
I was just about to say,
I was watching the news. And Atlanta was...
Where?
Atlanta was...
And I was
getting it.
I was out there. Let me tell you.
I wasn't here yet. But I was watching it. But yeah, like, where I was they having their little private parties and get busted as well. So, but yes, that's really interesting that 2020 was like your year of transition and just coming into it and saying, I'm gonna do this. And what, I mean, at the time, really, what could you have lost in 2020?
Yeah, really nothing. I think 2020, like, really made everybody focus on themselves. Like, it's not lost on any of us that it was devastating for a lot of people.
Yes,
losing lives, family members, like relationships ending, all of these things. But for a lot of people, it ushered in a new chapter in our lives where we start to recognize the things that we actually did want and the things that we didn't want. And to understand too, like a friend of mine, she's actually my birthday twin. We were born on the same day. She tagged me in a post of a woman who was looking for a beauty contributor for her blog called I Hear That Girl. I had never written for a blog, and some people I tell this to, but I'll go ahead and say it here. Growing up, like I was never formally diagnosed, but I was thought to be dyslexic. Mm-hmm. So writing, I don't want nobody to be, she illiterate. No, I'm not.
Illiterate and dyslexic are two totally different things. Totally different.
Right. I'm like, you just have challenges with mixing things around sometimes, and still do. Mm-hmm. But she got a master's degree. But anyway.
No excuses.
Okay, no excuses. You can achieve whatever you want to. It may just take you learn differently. That's it. Mm-hmm. But I had never thought about becoming a writer for anything because I was like, that's not my thing or whatever. But I told myself, I was like, just try it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? So I talked to her. Her name is Kimberly. I said, Kimberly, I've never written for anything before. I don't know what to do. She was like, she just made it like super simple. She was like, it's fine. You just write a couple sentences about like how you like makeup and hair and all that other stuff. Just write about it. And I was like, okay. And I did. And like, literally, I was like, what is going on? She would send me out on different locations for like beauty events, or I could just write about whatever I wanted to with beauty. And then I told her, like, I was like, Kim, I love beauty, but I'm really into entertainment. So if you have any like opportunities for entertainment, like film, whatever, please let me know. She put me on entertainment stuff, and I was like, I think my passion and my purpose have aligned. Yes. I found that, this is why I tell people, don't be afraid to pivot in your life. Like, don't be afraid of, even if you're after 30. I started all of this after 30. I would have never made a under 30 list if I was like worried about my age or whatever. Right. I tell people, it doesn't matter. Life changes, your goals changes, your dream changes. Yes. So move with it, pivot with it. Like, I never thought being a shy child that I would ever in 2020 see this whole change in myself and actually want to be in front of a camera, like literally interviewing celebrities. Mm-hmm. People that I had grown up seeing on screen or hearing about their lives or seeing whatever. I never thought I'd be standing there asking them questions.
Right.
Or being like, wow, that was a really good interview. Like just the way that I've been able to move in my career, being independent too. Like sometimes
let's talk. Wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it because the independent route is not easy. Everybody glamorizes it once you make it to a place, but being independent is hard. Now, I can't say that I never saw myself in front of a camera as a child because, baby, I wanted to be Ricky Lake, Oprah, and Maury all in one. Yes. Okay, that's what I get for staying with grandparents who always watching them shows, and then we gotta watch the stories. So then I wanted to be an actress. Like, I had a whole lot going on. So shout out to my grandparents. Yes. But being independent is not for the weak.
No, it's not.
And can you talk about the challenges? And you can talk about the celebratory moments as well. Yeah. But definitely talk about the challenges of being independent because everybody wants to be independent, to be their own boss. But realistically, everybody's not a boss.
Yeah. And it's incredibly tough. You have to find these opportunities on your own. It is incredibly important to build a network of people that you can call on and ask people for information. You need to. I have a regular job. Earlier this year, I was working like 2 or 3 different jobs. I talked about on my social media how I got fired from one of these jobs this year. But
you did, and she talks about her whole life on social media. I do. Even when she grocery shops and sees the drama.
Yes,
I love. Okay, I don't need reality TV. I go straight to her Instagram. I know what's going on at the local Walmart, Publix, and the Kroger. Okay, and it's all entertainment. It's great. Yes.
I always tell people everything is content. Everything. Nothing is boring in life. Everything is content. Everything has a story.
Yes.
But being independent, like I said, so crucial that you build a community of people. You are trying to get these opportunities on your own. Let me tell y'all, there have been some times where I was not confirmed to go somewhere. I just showed up anyway. Mm-hmm. Like I probably shouldn't even say it, but I went to this Satima event Like, literally, I was not confirmed.
I love them so much.
Man, I tell y'all, show up. Just the worst somebody can say is no. The worst somebody ever can tell you is no.
And don't be embarrassed about a no.
Because it's negotiable unless it's dealing with sex. If it's no with sex, let it go. But anything else, it's like...
Flag on the play.
No, people need to live by that rule.
It's negotiable unless it's sex.
That's the only
way
that no is not negotiable.
Yes.
If it's anything else with no, you can... I tell people it's not manipulation, but you can get somebody to change their idea.
Yeah.
Keep on asking them in a certain way. It's a little bit of psychology though too. Really knowing what makes people tick. Looking at people and the things that they do. Like I was somewhere one time with this guy. I was like, I'm gonna get a drink from this dude who was a bartender. I knew the way he was accommodating with other people that he'd give me a free drink. It was literally just studying people. Like literally. And being confident too that you're going to get that yes and that you're supposed to be there. I walked into that room with Zatima. I was not confirmed. I was supposed to go to another event. I went there, saw a bunch of security, and I was like, they're not going to let me in. My homegirl called me. She wasn't confirmed either. She told me she got in. I turned my ass right back around and I went there like I was supposed to be there. Had those people look at the guest list like my name was on there. And when she was like, I don't see your name, I was like, it's because I'm not confirmed. But I'm a media personality. I would love to come in the room. This one was like, okay, let me put your name in there. Walk right through the door. Walk through the door.
The power.
Because
the power and confidence. Yes. That's A. And then it's about attitude.
It is.
Because a lot of people do not realize the way you present is how people remember you.
That part.
I have a story. It has nothing to do with the media. Mm-hmm. We'll just say a certain living situation.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be moving somewhere. And I don't know who did what button wasn't pressed, but the information came to me. Number of the location I was supposed to be living in, the day I was supposed to move, everything. And people who just got into that office was like, we don't have any of this stuff. None of that. I waited till almost closing time with a smile. And no, take your time. It's cool.
That part.
It's all right. Okay. I ended up saying, can I get an address change? Because I really don't like the feng shui, so to speak. That's what I'll say. I don't really like how this looks on this side. Can I? And they were like, well, just go look around, see what you like, see, and we might have to adjust it on the finance side, Okay, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Did what I needed to do. She was like, look, I know you came because they gave you this price, but this is actually how much it costs. Is that going to be an issue? And I said, the only issue is that the bank is closed. And I've been here all day. But if you tell me what the price difference is when the bank opens back up, I could come back. And she was like, you know what? Just sign. Here are your keys.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out on Monday. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
rolled
out. Like, before they could change their mind.
Yeah.
But it's all about your attitude. And that's literally what the people in the office said is, you have the most amazing attitude.
Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes you will get things by being sweet, by being nice, and also understanding that these people have been working too. We're all frustrated, but it's the way in which you handle things. Mm-hmm. You don't always need to get up in somebody's face, cuss them out, all this other stuff. What do you think that's going to get you?
No.
What do you think it's going to get you, except for the cops being called on you?
To the parking lot.
Who exactly? They're not going to do anything for you then. Mm-hmm. But if you just be a little bit like, you know what, let me chill out and let me just say, I know y'all are working hard. I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Compliment somebody too. People love compliments. Again, psychology. Compliment somebody on something, their clothes, their shoes, where they're doing their job, and you just wait patiently. Mm-hmm. You just sit down and just wait. I promise you'll probably get more or at the very least, if they can't do anything for you, they will remember you. And then, like, maybe it's something else that they can do for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people don't think about that enough. Like, all that extra cussing folks out.
Rah.
That ain't even, it's not going to get you nowhere, baby.
Not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about being independent.
Yes.
And some of the struggles.
Yeah, some of the challenges of being independent.
But, what have been some of your highlighted moments of being independent that you didn't see coming? And I know one for a fact that just happened to you recently. I'll let you tell your own story.
Yeah.
But, share some of the highlighted moments. Because I don't want people to think that, being in media and being independent in media. Because even if you have a company behind you, it can be chaotic.
It
I've
can
been on both sides.
Yeah.
So it can be.
Me too.
It can be crazy, but the gratification.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it: the gratification of being awarded,
yes,
and showing up not knowing you was getting an award.
Man, listen, what was crazy was earlier this year, I said, I'm ready to start like hitting some marks in my career. I'm ready to start getting some awards, like getting some accolades for doing the things that I do. And I was like, girl, how you gonna do that? I kind of just put it in the back of my mind and left it there. And like I think it was this summer, I had gotten an email where someone was like, you're being nominated for an award. I thought it was spam. And I looked at the email, I was like, people always playing games. And then the woman walked up to me at an event and she was like, did you get my email about being nominated? I was like, oh, that was real? And I was like, girl, I said, let me tell you. And I told her about it, and we were laughing. I said, I'm going to respond back to it. I said, I really thought it was spam email. I said, so I didn't really pay attention to it. I was going to come back to it. I was like, but thank you for letting me know. So it was where people could call in or people could vote for you. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to my network, my community.
I definitely voted.
You know, and I sent it to everybody that I knew, and I was just like, we're going to see. And I was nominated with so many people, and I was just like, okay, we're going to see how this goes. Mm-hmm. And went to the event, and I remember on Facebook, I put a picture of a boxer that had got knocked out, and I put a picture of Beyonce with a bunch of awards, and I said, in 2 hours, I'm going to find out if I won the award or not. I will post one of these images to let y'all know if I was a winner or if I was a loser. And so everybody was laughing, because I like to handle things with comedy a little bit.
Yes, of course.
And so I came back, and when I won, I could not believe it.
Oh, I saw the video. Mouth was dropped.
Because I was holding my phone ready for who was going to win. I was sitting like close to the front. Not always to the front, but I was close to the front. But I was holding my phone to capture whoever was going to win. Mm-hmm. And I was just waiting. And then they called my name. And I was like, I said, bitch, what? Is what I said. And I was like, are you, like in my mind, I was like, are you serious? I literally.
You thought that was spam too?
Well, probably. I was like, is this a dream? This is a spam dream? Like, what's going on? I was like, and immediately I was like, Jazz, you did it. Like, you did it.
You manifested it.
Yeah, I was like, you did it. I was like, yeah, you keep going. Because I was like, you doing, when you say it's something that you want, you put your mind to it, Jazz, it happens. And I was like, I'm never going to hold myself back from anything ever again.
The power of the pivot.
Yes, the power of the pivot. Absolutely.
Because, baby, listen, just that alone. I know that there's been other highlights in your career, but I just had to get you to say that.
Yeah. For me, it was like all the hard work. Like, I've been doing this for years. It's the getting outfits. And y'all, no, this is a very expensive hobby until you start making money. And it is the outfits. The
hair,
the makeup, the gas to go to places. Sometimes you got to pay for parking. Like it is the.
Can we talk about the gas?
Oh my god!
To get to places. Now I moved to Atlanta from a place. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, because they embraced me as their own. And even from where I'm originally from, shout out to Little Rock, Arkansas, where I can get to places 15, 20 minutes.
Man, what?
My gas lasts me 2 weeks until the next check.
Yeah.
So moving here. Baby, 30 minutes is a blessing.
Standard, right?
No, 30 minutes is a blessing.
Yeah,
if you see 23 minutes, you are excited.
Yeah.
If you see 30 minutes, you're like, okay, because it's usually an hour and a half, and depending on the time of day, traffic, the time of the event,
man, what
the check-in time, because that's a thing here. Like you got to be on the carpet at this time. You have to be in the event at this time. They will close the doors and it's over with.
Yeah,
check-in is over. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to be in those environments.
Absolutely. And
it is a blessing when you have the means to get from point A to point B. But baby, you will be making life decisions at the gas pump.
You will. Like, save your money, because gas is a real thing.
It is.
And parking may be a real thing too. And then once you actually get to the event, you need to make sure you got your cameras charged, you got your batteries, all this other stuff that you need. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody from doing this, because it is so rewarding when you know you got a dope interview with someone.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite interviews that I have done And it's I hate it, but I love it too. It was with the late Jackie O.
Okay.
I went to this event by Chris Sibley, who's the PR, and it was Finding Happy, I believe, and it was B. Simone was the actress in that, but you know, of course, she was good friends with Jackie O. Jackie O came out to support, and I got an interview with Jackie O, and from the moment I talked to her, I was like, she's so wonderful, she's amazing, she has a great personality. But I keep so much footage in my phone. I was at a screening of, it was one of the Multiverse Spider-Man films this summer, or earlier in the summer, when I was scrolling. I know I was in a movie, but I was still scrolling on my phone looking at.
This is what we do.
Exactly. Looking for content.
We have to stay up on everything.
Exactly.
So when people are sleeping or enjoying the events,
we are still looking for the next one.
Still looking for the next thing.
So, and I had to go to that event because Issa Rae was there. I love her.
Yes.
But I was scrolling my phone and found out that Jackie O had passed away. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember thinking, I had a video on my phone of her. When I got to the car, I listened to that video, and she was talking about her body in the video. But I felt slightly guilty about it because when she walked up, I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. Like, of course, I've seen her on screen, but when she came up in front of me, I was like, damn, she's pretty. And I told her, and I knew she had just had a baby. And I said, wow, you just had a baby. Instantly, when I heard myself say that, when I was in the car, it made me feel so bad about it because I'm like, we should never talk about women's bodies, but I did that because it was my instinct, like, damn, she looks good. But in the video,
but it didn't sound like that to you when you said it, so you're imagining what other
exactly.
people.
And then she immediately started. She was like, I got on I think she said she had on a
like Spanx.
Yes, or something. I was like, no, girl. I mean, you look good. And then we just ended up having a really great interview from the rest of the way. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna post this video because she talked about her children in the video. When I asked her, like, what was her finding happy, she talked about her kids. And I was just like, you know what? I was just so, like, touched by how amazing she was. And I was like, I didn't know her like that, but that's my way of honoring her. And I just felt I felt bad, but I also felt good about, like, her beauty, her strength, her concern about her children came through in that video, in that short, I probably talked to her for maybe like 5 minutes. And in that short 5 minutes, man, like, that's the information that I got from her. So that will always be one of the most, like, wow, I did the interview with her. So yeah, it was kind of awesome. Yeah.
That is so touching because, you know, when I saw what you posted, to me, I didn't get what you heard yourself say. Yeah. I didn't get that. I got, dang, girl, you look good.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I got. But that's how I give compliments as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, from the outside looking in, maybe a person did hear it that way. But if you actually watch the content, then you know better. But I would say, you know, that's really big of you to post it. Because some people, and I'm saying this because somebody's going to be watching that, you know, may want to get into this business. Never be self-conscious to the point that you miss a moment.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to post the video.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go into an explanation. You didn't have to do all that. But, you know, the moment wasn't about, oh my gosh, she died and that was my best friend. Like, you're not a clout chaser. That's not what you did.
Exactly.
You memorialized her and used the moment that you had with her because everybody who's heard her in the interview or even with DC Young Fly. All right, so you've had your challenges, your chaos, your highlights. I want to get into, because we talk about being independent, right? And we talk about doing things on our own. Yeah. But you've worked with some people.
Yeah.
You've done a couple podcasts.
Yeah.
You kind of touched on that before. So how did you get into podcasting, and did you enjoy it, and are you still pressing the mark with that, or are we kind of backing off of it? What were we doing?
You know what? I started a podcast 7 years ago. Literally went through a breakup like everybody else and started one. I just felt like so much of my life was controlled. Like I had a job that I wasn't doing a lot with, not making a lot of money. Had just come out of this relationship, trying to figure out how I even got into that relationship. And I just felt like I needed to talk. And so I would put things up on Facebook, and then this one girl that I went to, well, both of the girls I went to college with, but one of them I went to high school with, I would just reach out to them, and I was like, hey, we should start a podcast. And it would literally started that way. I didn't know anything about podcasting. I did not have any great equipment. I had a laptop, a MacBook, and I knew a little bit about like Final Cut Pro. I just used to edit on Final Cut Pro. And I would record on my computer. We would get together. I can't even remember what day it was now. We would get together, record, and I would edit all the podcasts. And I started to realize, I think we did that for 3 years. But I realized that I was more interested in it than they were.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody's not going to survive with you.
No.
Everybody's not going to go with you. And that's okay.
It is. It's okay. It actually shows you how strong you are in a situation.
Exactly.
And it shows you your dedication.
Exactly.
You might not be as dedicated. You might be the person that's not dedicated too. And I can definitely feel you on this.
Yeah.
Because I had a podcast that we go on hiatuses all the time.
Yeah.
Only because life be life.
Yes.
And now we're in separate spots. But I joined a podcast, and one of the founding members was no longer as interested in it as the other two parties.
Yeah.
And we all just kind of came together. We had a couple meetings about it, and I was just like, bro, I'm doing all the vocal production.
Yeah.
You doing the video editing. Where is he at? Like, what is going on? And when you find that your work ethic is different and everybody's not pulling the same weight, sometimes you just have to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
Don't let it fizzle out.
Yeah.
Because people will let things fizzle, and then there's never a discussion, and then the people who love your show are like, what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
Where I'm at? What happened?
Yeah. With that one, I started another one with this guy who was interested in what I was doing. And he and I started a show called The Rated R Show. Okay. Now, I've never really spoken about this show publicly because he and I did not end on good terms. And
we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't end on good terms. Even to this day, we no longer speak to each other.
Well, I'm not going to say quit the business, but I will say, can you talk about how those situations occur and how you bounce back from those situations?
Yeah.
Because those are not the easiest.
It's not easy. It's not easy, but one thing that I always understood is that I'm the motherfucking talent. And I take my talents where I go. And I think that there has to be an understanding of how you show up in this space. And I'm not saying that with arrogance. I'm just saying that with
confidence.
I'm just confident that I am the talent, because I've been able to go from platform to platform, taking my talent with me, always having people interested in what I'm doing, and then like just moving forward and getting opportunities based off of my personality and who I am. So when we didn't work out with the Rated R Show, and I will say the Rated R Show was probably, out of all the 3 podcasts and shows that I've done, because I had another radio show called The Platform Speaks, but the Rated R Show was probably one of my favorite because we were funny and intellectuals. Like, we would talk about things that we didn't hear other people speaking about, like in the way of politics, but it was always with a hint of like comedy. We would present the information in a different way, and we actually started growing really fast, and I couldn't believe that we were growing that fast. And then we had a conversation about like growing even more, and I thought we were on the same we were on the same page, and it seemed like he was, and then he changed, and then it became a conversation where you recognize somebody as being disrespectful towards you. And I always tell everybody, I got into this industry so I could get away from what I felt like was holding me down. I'd be damned if I'm going to be and align myself with somebody who's trying to bring me down. I will, to this day, I will walk away from any situation in media that's not serving me. I don't care where I am. I will walk away from it because, like I always said, I'm the talent, and I will walk away from whatever is not good for me. And somebody was, I had a radio show too where that situation was okay, but I just don't think that it was about stepping into what is the newness of digital media. It was kind of always, and then it was like a lot of drama in the background. And like I said before, I'm not going to be a part of that. Stepped away from that as well. Somebody told me recently, oh, well, that was a good look for you. And I had to remind them, baby,
It was a good look for them.
Exactly.
I was a part of it.
Exactly. And I was like, I found them, I can find someone else. And I always tell people, don't ever be held down to what seems like a good look. If you found that opportunity, you can find another opportunity that'll be even better and won't put you through that.
Yes.
And like I said, I've always understood. I want everybody to understand you are the talent and you take your talents with you. You are not talented because you are on a platform. You were already talented before you got there.
That part.
And then don't let go the power of creating something for yourself. I am in this space because 7 years ago I created something for myself. Like, I would have never been anywhere just sitting on my couch not doing anything. So I tell people, you have got to be the one to put it out there. You already believe in yourself if you got out there and started doing it. Now, just attach yourself with better people. I will say, though, make sure that these people want it almost as much as you do. Mm-hmm. And don't just align yourself with people who just want to be showy. This industry, we get to see the glamour that people present, the highlight reel. Mm-hmm. The work in the background, that's not glamorous
at all.
It's a lot of hard work that you have to do.
Work and putting pieces together, and
what?
Sometimes putting broken pieces together.
Absolutely.
Because if you're working with an ensemble, whether that's the person behind the camera, the person that you send something to editing, because everybody doesn't have the skill of editing.
Absolutely.
She don't have the skill of video editing. I don't. But regardless of how you have to, put people together, sometimes it's going to be a bad day for somebody. And you're going to have to pick that person up and say, we still got to carry on. And we're going to get to your issue right after we get off here.
But we got a show to do.
Pull it
together.
And a lot of people don't understand in show business, entertainment, whatever you want to call it, it's a whole lot of Jekyll and Hyde. Mm-hmm. We are people. I used to say this all the time at radio. We would be in chaos in the booth going at it. Me and my bro, Midwest BJ, we would be having an internal conflict. But when I said we going in 3, 2, and hit the button, baby, nobody outside knew we was doing it. Because you have to keep going. And, the people who are listening, the people who are viewing, they don't deserve your drama. They don't deserve your mess. But as talent, we don't deserve the backbiting. Yeah. We don't deserve somebody trying to come in and tell you who you are. Yeah. Because that happens in this business.
I was going to say, and it's going to happen too, because people are going to look at you and how bright you are and try to dim your light. It's just what people try to do that to, no matter where you are. Like, people will try to come in, they will see the light that you have and be like, no, you're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. You have to know for yourself. I may not be good for you, but I know I can go somewhere else and be good over there. Mm-hmm. I heard, I just did this, her name is Chef Tregay. She won All-Stars on Food Network. Mm-hmm. And she said she was working with a chef before, and the chef said that she was too ghetto, she was too loud, and he would never let her have an opportunity. She went and created something for herself, and then she ended up winning the Food Network stars. Like, she has built such a beautiful brand for herself by moving away from what that person said about her. Mm-hmm. She still speaks in the way she has always spoken. Country twang, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with that?
It's like Young Miami. She want to get a whole vocal trainer just to talk a certain way. Yeah. It's like, no, baby, we fell in love with
Young Miami.
That.
With you chewing off the ends of those words. Okay. Telling somebody they got
making
flued
up
out.
Words.
Right. We know flued out is wrong as hell.
But we don't use it.
But we don't. And she made it into this whole cultural thing. Yeah. And I get it. Like, people get picked on all the time for the way that they speak. And yes, you should know how to say things correctly. Yeah. You should know that. But it's okay if you want to put your country twang on. I'm from the southwest side of Atlanta. I'm a 4th generation graduate as well. I know the correct way to speak, but I'm going to speak in the way that I speak to my friends, though.
And that's it.
And I'm a west side from Atlanta girl. If I say Atlanta and not Atlanta, then y'all gonna go with it.
I said what I said and you heard what I said the first time.
Because I didn't grow up in Atlanta. I grew up in Atlanta.
Atlanta with 2 L's.
Okay.
2 N's. Atlanta.
Yes.
So I definitely want to say I have enjoyed this conversation.
Yes.
I absolutely love you. And I'm not letting you go just yet because we got to get into some tea that has been going on real quick because, we are influencers.
Yes.
And when we speak on things, people can take that and make their own whatever out of it. Yes, they can. You know, we can persuade people to vote a certain way. We can persuade people to listen to a certain bop.
Yep.
We can persuade people to do a lot of different things. And basically, we have the power of persuasion. But when it comes to the sensitive topics like Diddy and all of the lawsuits, and let's just say even but throw it back to like Quavo and Sweetie, the elevator situation. When you have things like that, I'll even give you one better. Right here in Atlanta, T.I. and King. When you have situations that are sensitive like that, how does Jasmyne Flowers approach them, whether being asked about them for your opinion or if you're reporting on it?
I tell the facts. You just have to tell the facts that you have gathered about the situation. Yes, of course, because we're personalities, you put your personality in on it too. I do get the conversations that a lot of journalists are having about the difference between journalists and bloggers. But I believe journalists, bloggers, whatever, everybody should have integrity around what they're talking about. As you see how Tasha K got her ass in trouble for making stuff up.
She's still talking.
She's still talking. And I feel like I will never make up information about somebody because, come on now, at the end of the day, these people are still human beings. I don't have to agree with something that they've done. Now, if I get some information though, yeah, I'm gonna put it out. What you mean? Yeah, let me be in a room and find out something before anybody else. I'm putting it on my platform. If I have the video footage, yes, I'm doing it.
If I got the video, the audio,
that part. Because the thing is, TMZ gonna do it.
They are.
The Shade Room gonna do it.
Definitely.
Like this is not the industry where you sit up here and just be like, oh my God, I don't want to ruin these people. You're not ruining their lives. Somebody else is gonna put it out there. Like they did it.
And you don't even have to say anything. You don't have to caption it.
That part.
You just
like the info is on camera, baby. Like you're not ruining nobody's life. It's gonna be shared by everybody else or posted by a couple of other people too. So you ain't that important, boo. Just put it out there.
Just put it out there.
And start the conversation because it's a hot topic.
Oh, well. She said it. You know, be responsible with how you put things out. But put it out.
Yeah. I mean, don't lie about something. Like, we got AI. And AI can do some incredible things. So don't make up something and act like somebody was out here doing something horrible to people and you made it up on AI. Don't do that. No, but if you, as a media personality, someone in the entertainment industry, if you come across information, it's your duty to put it out. Unless you're not doing that type of entertainment media. But if you're in entertainment, why you caring about what they going through?
That part.
They did it.
They did it.
You put it out there, you share it with your network, and you ask them to comment on it. You get the opinions of people. You know, and I know some people are like, that's horrible, that's terrible. Y'all gossip every day. Y'all gossip in church, you gossip at home, you gossip on the phone, you gossiping right now. Y'all do the same thing. Like, knock it off. You know? Yeah. So it's information. Share information.
All right. Well, that is really summing it up, wrapping it up in a bowl. Share that information, you know, tell the facts, tell the truth.
That's it.
Don't be out here fabricating and giving alternative facts, if you will. Yeah. But man, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. I have laughed. My cheeks hurt. But I'm excited for you and everything you have coming up. Do you have anything coming up that you want to tell the people about?
Yes. So I always talk. Well, I started in October 4th. On October 4th, I turned 39 years old. And I have been
good.
Thank you, boo. But I had an awakening to myself and just realizing that I'm not exactly where I'd like to be. Like, yes, life has been great. It's ushered in some really beautiful moments. But when I look at the totality of my life, because I'm looking at time differently, and I'm starting to understand that time really is the best gift we could ever be given. And I just didn't feel like I made the best use of my time. So I'm on this journey now. I call it Finding 40, where I'm trying to make the best use of my time that I will have. We don't know how many moons we will get, but I want to make the best out of them. So I'm using it being really intentional about the way I spend my time, intentional about the work that I do, intentional about everything that I'm going to be doing with the rest of my life because I feel like I owe it to myself. So I have a digital product coming out soon with my Finding 40 journey. Oh. Yes, I'm working a lot on my, I have my own blog too that I have on my website. It's called Flower Bomb Blog. And I just share like every place that I'm going, everything that I'm doing. And then in the new year coming up, I have a couple of things that I can't speak about right now, but I may be revisiting podcasts and maybe some shows and maybe moving on to bigger outlets and doing doing things at a higher level is what I challenge myself to do in 2024.
I know that's right. 2023 for me was the transition period.
Yes.
And so 2024,
boom,
we gotta get it going,
taking it there
and then somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for you and everything you have going on. You know, we definitely gonna stay in tune and in touch and all the things. Please tell the people how to follow you.
Yes,
and all where to get your content, everything.
Y'all can follow me, Jasmyne Flowers. That's Jasmyne Flowers on Instagram, Facebook. On TikTok it's different because somebody bald-headed ass stole my name, so it's Rogue Jasper on TikTok. Okay, but you can find me on my website www.jasmyneflowers and wherever you can find me. I'm always putting up something crazy or making people laugh, but engage with me. And like you were saying earlier, I just love building a network, building a community, and if I have anything where I can help somebody out, I mean, don't hesitate to ask me. So yeah,
just don't be out here asking for bill money because we got bills too.
Listen,
okay, we
and
independent.
I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna be wondering why you asking me when you got family. So yeah, no, it's enough for me. I'll see you when you get out. But I want to thank you so much for this opportunity and everything you're doing, and congratulations on this being your first visual for your podcast. So, hey!
Yes! Well, thank you for being my first.
Yes! I'm so excited.
Okay, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for the Shining Stars to be introduced to you.
Yes.
And for them to go and follow her and support, comment, like, follow, share, do all the things. Shining Stars, it's been real. I love you guys and I mean it. And stay tuned with your girl. And if you haven't been following me and this is your first time here, make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at The Aubrey Shine. That's TheAubreyShine. It's the Shake Up, y'all. Bye.
Oliver JR 8419, you know.
It's time to shake it up.
Yeah, the shake up, tea time, whatever you need, huh? Aubrey Shine, whatever you think, she got it made, huh? She bringing a wave, doing a thing, known for playing hits, speaking on facts wherever she at, just so you don't forget. She got the news you really could use, spreading motivation. Plus all the hits you love to hear, she keep them in rotation. So relax and grab a drink, this one for the books. She here to stay, so tell your people who done got your hook. Shake up.